Hi students, let us see this question. There was a diol given in the question in the presence of H plus ion, and from that what is the product produced was asked. A, B, C, D. Out of that we should know what should be the correct product. By now you should have understood by seeing that question that it is pinacol-pinacolan rearrangement. What is pinacol-pinacolan rearrangement? Let us check what is pinacol-pinacolan rearrangement. And then we'll see the what is correct option also. Pinacol-pinacolan rearrangement is, for example, OH, CH3, CH3, bond, C bond, OH, bond CH3, bond CH3. This is pinacol. Now, in the presence of H plus will be attracted towards lone pairs of oxygen. So, you can observe that if there is 1, 2 diols in the presence of H plus, that gets converted into a carbonyl group is pinacol-pinacolan rearrangement. We are just seeing that rearrangement only. Now, this compound is called originally pinacol. Here, H plus, when it is attracted towards oxygen, this electron pair shifts towards this and H2O would be removed, and we will get this to be a positive charge. That is, carbocation is formed as a reaction intermediate. O bond H, bond CH3, bond CH3, bond C plus, bond CH3, bond CH3. Now, as positive charge to the OH group is more stable because the electron pair from here could be given. It undergoes methide shift. That is, methide ion, CH3 minus ion would be shifted towards carbon with positive charge. Now, what we get actually, CH3 with C with positive charge, bond C, CH3, CH3, CH3 will get. In this case, bond O bond H. This is quite unstable, and here this electron pair shifts here, and once again H plus would be removed, and what we will get here, CH3, bond C, double bond O, bond C, CH3, CH3, CH3. This is called pinacolan. So whenever there is diols, 1, 2 diols, generally it undergoes pinacol-pinacolan rearrangement in the presence of H plus. So here this is pinacol, this is pinacolan. Hence this kind of rearrangements are generally called as pinacol-pinacolan rearrangement. I will repeat the thing. Listen once again. H plus, when it is attracted towards oxygen, minus H2O would be removed because this drags the electron cloud towards it, and we get a carbocation as a reaction intermediate. This carbocation reaction intermediate once again undergoes 1, 2 methide shift. Here methide ion is shifted. Methide ion is shifted because we don't have any hydride ion here. When methide ion is shifted, this gets a positive charge. When this gets a positive charge, it is quite unstable, and this H plus would be removed by giving this electron cloud towards it, and this will lose its positive charge and will get a pinacolan. This kind of rearrangement is called pinacol-pinacolan rearrangement. So here, from this, let us check from that what is the product generated. So by now you should have understood what is pinacol-pinacolan rearrangement. Let us see in our given question how to get the product further, because it is also 1, 2 diols. What is the question given? CH3 bond, C bond OH, bond H, bond C, bond OH, bond CH3, bond CH2, bond CH3 was given in the presence of H plus. Of course, tertiary carbocation is more stable than secondary carbocation. So OH will be attacked from this carbon only, because here when it loses OH we will get a tertiary carbocation, but here we will get a secondary carbocation. In that too OH, we should remember in the before case it is symmetrical. All were having same number of methyl groups. So here H plus would be attracted towards this oxygen and this drags the electron cloud towards it, and we will get a tertiary carbocation. What is the carbocation produced? OH, bond H, bond CH3, bond C. Here we will get a carbocation because it loses H2O. So if you take this direction towards it, minus H2O leads to the formation of this. Here it undergoes what kind of shift? Hydride shift. When it undergoes hydride shift, what is that we will get? C bond OH, bond CH3. Here we will get a positive charge, bond H, bond CH3. Here we have CH2, CH3. So we need to write that same thing, CH2, CH3. Here we have CH2, CH3 bonded to it. Now, this is produced. Now, as we said before, what will happen here? This electron pair would be shifted here and H plus would be lost, and we will get the formation of CH3, bond C double bond O, bond here minus H plus, which has been taken initially. C double bond O, bond CH, bond CH2, bond CH3. Here what we have carbocation, due to the hydride ion shifted, and down there is one CH3 also here. CH3 bonded here. Here there is a CH3, CH2, CH3, hydride ion shifted, hydrogen is here, minus H plus. It leads to the formation of this compound. This is the product to be obtained. Listen carefully. Here H2O is removed like pinacol and rearrangement. We get with the same structure with a carbocation. This carbocation leads to the formation of this group by hydride shift. So here what kind of shift has occurred? Hydride shift. In before case we took methyl shift because there is no hydride ion present. So after shifting, here H plus would be removed and we will get the formation of C double bond O. In this 1, 2 diols would be converted into carbonyl group. We can say that it is a preparation of a carbonyl group from 1, 2 diols also. So here what will be the product produced out of this? What is the correct product? You can observe by seeing that CH3, C double bond O, C bond CH3, CH2, CH3. Therefore correct option is B. So here does not have C double bond O at all. C does not have C double bond O at all. D has both OH and C double bond O. So what is the correct option? B option. So you have to check which kind of rearrangement. What the rearrangement you have learned here? Pinacol and rearrangement. It occurs in the presence of H plus. Hi students, let us see this question. A in the presence of nitration mixture gives rise to B. B in the presence of SN by HCl gives rise to C. C in the presence of NaNO2 by HCl gives rise to D. D in the presence of H3PO2 gives rise to A. Here they are asking us to identify C. Now D in the presence of H3PO2 once again gives A. We need to identify A, B, C, D. In that they are asking us to find out C. Here, by seeing this, we should have understood the reactions by now. Let us see the reactions by taking that NaNO2 by HCl. We know it is diazotization reaction. NaNO2 by HCl. When aniline generally undergoes diazotization, it leads to the formation of benzene diazonium chloride. Benzene diazonium chloride, in the presence of H3PO2, it forms benzene. You know, from there the reaction. So which implies, now one by one we'll write all the reactions at first. So which implies that first starts with A and ends with A. A needs to be benzene. Benzene in the presence of, what is meant by nitration mixture? Concentrated HNO3 and concentrated H2SO4 in 1:1 ratio is termed as nitration mixture. I hope so you all remember that. Concentrated HNO3, nitric acid, plus concentrated H2SO4 in 1:1 ratio is called as nitration mixture. This is called nitration reaction. So what will be produced? Nitrobenzene. Now next, nitrobenzene in the presence of Sn by HCl, it leads to the formation of, we'll get aniline. It's a reduction process. In reduction we get, in the presence of Zn by NH4OH, hydrazobenzene, azoxybenzene, different products we used to get. But in the presence of Sn by HCl, nitrobenzene will produce aniline. In the presence of Sn by HCl. You have to learn, in the presence of different reagents, it produces different products. Sn by HCl, it forms aniline. By Zn by NH4OH, Zn by alcohol by NaOH, we get different hydrozobenzenes, azoxobenzenes, nitrozobenzenes, different products in the presence of different reagents. But in the presence of this reagent, we get the formation of aniline. So we have got, this is A, this is B, this is C. They are asking us to directly identify what is C. So what is C means you should not ask for C option. Generally few students will do that also. What is the C product produced here? Identify C, aniline. So we have understood the product required is aniline. Let us see the remaining reaction also, just to understand the reactions. Now C is aniline. Now NH2 in the presence of aniline, in the presence of NaNO2 by HCl undergoes diazotization reaction. When it undergoes diazotization, it produces N2 plus Cl minus. What is this called as? Benzene diazonium chloride. All benzene diazonium chloride reactions are important because in aromatic chemistry, to convert aniline into different products, we need to convert that into benzene diazonium chloride. Benzene diazonium chloride in the presence of H3PO2 gives rise to what it will produce? Benzene. That is benzene diazonium chloride in the presence of H3PO2, because this is not highly stable product. If you take an alkyl, diazonium chloride is highly unstable, it gets converted into alcohol. In the mechanism of the reactions, you can check that. So here remember that benzene diazonium chloride in the presence of H3PO2 gives rise to benzene. By warming with H2O gives phenol. By taking some AS reactions, it gives halobenzene, cyanobenzene. Even in Getterman reaction, it gives halobenzenes, right? So in the presence of HbF4 it gives fluorobenzene. So you will get any kind of aromatic chemistry or aromatic compounds conversion from aniline through the formation of benzene diazonium chloride. So benzene diazonium chloride formation, diazotization of aniline is a very important reactions to be learned. Now this is C, this is D. Now once again finally we got A itself, because A is benzene already we took. This is the total overall reactions of A to B, B to C, C to D, D to A. So in this they are asking us to identify only C. C already we have said it is aniline. So aniline is the required answer now, right? So benzene diazonium chloride diazotization mechanism, how normal alkyl halide gets converted into alcohol in the presence of NaNO2 by HCl they can give, or they can give HNO2. That reactions are very important from organic compounds containing nitrogen. Remember, alkyl halide in the presence of NaNO2 by HCl or HNO2 it gives alcohol. But when you take aniline RNH2, not alkyl halide, RNH2 in the presence of NaNO2 by HCl, this is primary amine. Primary amine. In the presence of NaNO2 by HCl, it produces alcohol. It does not produce diazonium chloride. It produces alcohol. Suppose if you take aniline, which is also a primary amine itself, in the presence of NaNO2 by HCl, it produces benzene diazonium chloride. This is called diazotization. Remember, these two mechanisms you have to learn it. For the examination of point of view, it is important. Now in this, we have identified the problem. Hi students, let us see this question. It was an alkene given in the presence of reagent A. It produces some alcohol. In the presence of reagent B, it produces a secondary alcohol. In the presence of C, it produces tertiary alcohol. So here the question is, what is the reagent A to be used to get that primary alcohol? What is the reagent B to be used to get that secondary alcohol? And what is the reagent C to be used to get the tertiary alcohol? Was the question asked. So the mechanism of A could be simple hydration, OMDM or HBO. In the same order was the A option given. B option OMDM, simple hydration, HBO. C option HBO, OMDM, simple hydration. D option HBO, simple hydration, OMDM. Let us see which is the correct option and what is the mechanisms to get that products. Right. Now, what is meant by OMDM and what is meant by simple hydration and what is meant by HBO? We need to know that at first. Now, let us see in a simple technique. By simple hydration, what will be the products produced? What are the cases that we have to take? Let us check those conditions and then let us see what could be the correct answer also. Simple hydration follows Markovnikov's rule. Undergoes anti-addition. If the carbocation produced, if it need to get stabilized into more stable carbocation by 1,2 hydride shift, 1,2 methide shift or 1,2 phenide shift, it will take that rearrangements, because in this case carbocation is generated as a reaction intermediate. Hence, by rearrangement, if there is any possibility, it it will try to get converted into more stable carbocation in the previous questions, as we have seen, by either 1,2 hydride shift or by 1,2 methide shift or by 1,2 phenide shift. Right. So here rearrangement can occur. What is meant by anti-addition? To avoid steric hindrance, it generally the adding reagent will be added on opposite sides of the unsaturations such that it can avoid steric hindrance. So rearrangement is possible for the carbocation. Now say the conditions to be followed. Hydration means adding of water. You all know that, right? What should be followed in simple hydration? It should follow Markovnikov's rule. It should undergo anti-addition, and the carbocation, as it is formed as a reaction intermediate, it can undergo rearrangement to form more stable carbocation. What kind of rearrangements are possible, as we have said? 1,2 hydride shift, H minus hydride means 1,2 methide shift, 1,2 phenide shift. So it could have 3 kinds of shifts possible. That is, it can undergo rearrangement to get the carbocation. That is the case of simple hydration mechanism. Now let us see what is OM-DM. OM-DM means oxymercuration, demercuration. So what should be the reagent used in oxymercuration term? We use HgCH3COO taken twice by H3O plus or OH minus. Here HgCH3COO taken twice can be given as generally Hg. ACO taken twice. Here AC means acetate ion only. Acetyl group we generally take it as AC. CH3CO. AC indicates what? Acetyl group. CH3CO. This now will not be given as HgCH3CO taken twice. Sometimes it can be given like this. Sometimes it could be given like this. HgACO taken twice. In the presence of OH minus, we will have an oxymercuration. Demercuration is possible with NaBH4. So, in this step, oxymercuration, demercuration, what is the general reagents here? Mercuric acetate in the presence of OH minus and NaBH4 undergoes oxymercuration, demercuration. Now, we are not going to take the complete mechanism of it, but what were the tricks to get the product here is, it follows Markovnikov's rule. So finally the product directly, no violations, no rearrangements. Just you can follow Markovnikov's rule and you can add H and OH, hydration. OM-DM is also a hydration, adding of water only. Right? It follows Markovnikov's rule, no reaction intermediate produced. As there is no reaction intermediate produced, there is no rearrangement possible. No reaction intermediate produced. So there is no rearrangement possible. So directly no violation of Markovnikov's rule, no hydride shift, no methide shifts, no phenide shifts, no rearrangements possible. Here we don't get carbocation as a reaction intermediate. So we do not get carbocation as a reaction intermediate. You can note down that also. Carbocation is not formed as a reaction intermediate. Is not formed as a reaction intermediate here. So here carbocation is not formed as a reaction intermediate. So which do imply that rearrangements is not possible, no violation of Markovnikov's rule. Directly you can get Markovnikov's product here. and it also undergoes anti-addition like simple hydration. But only thing is no rearrangements possible here because reaction intermediate itself is not produced. Is this clear? Remember that for oxymercuration, demercuration, what is the reagents used? Mercury acetate in the presence of OH minus, and in the second step for demercuration we have to use NaBH4, that is sodium borohydride, right? So here what it should do, it follows Markovnikov's rule and forms the Markovnikov's product. And carbocation is not formed as a reaction intermediate. That is, here no reaction intermediate is produced, hence there is no rearrangements possible. OH minus and HgOAC, Hg plus OAC directly will attack to the double bond. That we will see just in the mechanism of oxymercuration, demercuration. And it also undergoes anti-addition. So this is conditions of oxymercuration, demercuration. Now let us see HB. What is meant by HBO? All of you know that HBO is hydroboration oxidation. Hydroboration reduction also will be there, but here to get an alcohol we will do hydroboration oxidation. It also generally occurs in two steps conditions. What is first step? What is the first step reagent we will use? B2H6 diborane by THF. What is THF? Tetrahydrofuran. What is furan originally? This is furan. What is THF? This is furan, which is an aromatic compound. We know that it is one of the heterocyclic aromatic compound about which we need to remember. Heterocyclic aromatic compound. Tetrahydro. Here if you introduce 4 hydrogens, we will get THF. So THF is nothing but we will get like this. This is tetrahydrofuran. This is furan. This is tetrahydrofuran. So for hydroboration oxidation, what is the first reagent used? B2H6 by THF. For oxidation, we use peroxide. H2O2 can be used in this case. So this is the first step. Reagent for hydroboration. For oxidation, we use H2O2. In the same reaction, if there is hydroboration reduction, instead of H2O2, we use H3COOH. That is different mechanism. Now let us not go to the mechanism of HBO also. Here we just take the trick to find out hydroboration oxidation product. Thing is, it undergoes syn addition. In unavoidable circumstances, we know that addition can be done only on same side. Here hydrogen and boron, as it all acts on same side, it undergoes syn addition. At first in the mechanism it follows Markovnikov's rule, but the final product observed is anti-Markovnikov's product. Remember that, don't say that it follows anti-Markovnikov's rule in the mechanism. It follows Markovnikov's rule because hydrogen is more electronegative than boron. Remember that, follows Markovnikov's rule. But final product, when we check, it should be anti-Markovnikov's product. So we are seeing the trick to get hydroboration oxidation product. It should be syn addition. It should produce anti-Markovnikov's product. If we want to get 99% primary alcohol, same product, we have to use higher diboranes like diCML diborane. Higher diboranes, if you can use almost 99%, you will be getting primary alcohol itself as the product. Generally in anti-Markovnikov's, primary would be produced as the product, you all know. In Markovnikov's rule only secondary or tertiary will be. Now let us check that. What is conditions of simple hydration say now? It follows Markovnikov's rule. It forms carbocation as a reaction intermediate. Hence, it undergoes rearrangement by 1,2 hydride shift, 1,2 methyl shift, or 1,2 phenide shift. And it forms the final product with anti-addition. This is the conditions of simple hydration. What is conditions of oxymercuration, demercuration, which is nothing but written generally as OM/DM. Here it follows Markovnikov's rule. No reaction intermediate is produced. That is, carbocation is not formed as a reaction intermediate. Hence, there is no rearrangement possibility, no violation of Markovnikov's rule. Final product should be only Markovnikov's product. Next, it also undergoes anti-addition. Generally, addition needs to be anti only because steric hindrance will be lesser. Only in unavoidable circumstances, it would undergo syn addition. Right. For HBO, what is the conditions? It undergoes syn addition. Although it follows Markovnikov's rule in the first step, final product would be anti-Markovnikov's product basing on the mechanism. Basing on that conditions, let us see what is A, what is B, what is C. This is an alkene given to us. Now, from the conditions itself, we have understood that it should produce. What is the first product produced here? We got CH2, CH2OH. CH2, CH2OH means OH is added here. That is negative part of all our hydrations, right? Negative part of water is OH, right? Negative part of the addendum, if it is bonded to unsaturated carbon with more number of hydrogens, means it is anti-Markovnikov's product. So, what is this produced? Anti-Markovnikov's product means first one is HBO, hydroboration oxidation. So, what is A there? A should be HBO, hydroboration oxidation. So, in this we can check that between C and D there should be an options, because C there is HBO for A reagent and D also there is HBO for A reagent. So, which implies that we have the answer between C and D. We need to know which is the correct option here. Right. Now see, let us see the B condition. What is B produced? As we have seen, CH11, CH2. We can observe what is the product produced here. OH is added to unsaturated compound or carbon with less number of hydrogens. Means it followed strictly Markovnikov's rule. See, if it is forming this as a, this group has been formed as a reaction intermediate, CH plus bond CH3, there is a hydride ion here. Hydride shift should have occurred, and here we should get a positive charge if it has formed as a reaction intermediate. Then what will be happening? When it undergoes hydride shift, we should have got a tertiary carbocation. Secondary carbocation need to be changed as tertiary carbocation, and we should get the product as OH minus should be bonded to tertiary carbon, and we should have got CH, CH3 bond OH. Now, this should be formed as a product if a reaction intermediate carbocation is produced. But here it strictly undergoes Markovnikov's rule. It is not forming a reaction intermediate. If carbocation is formed as a reaction intermediate, surely it should have got converted into tertiary carbocation as we have shown here by 1,2 hydride shift. 1,2 hydride shift, if it has occurred, there should be tertiary carbocation produced which need to form a tertiary alcohol. Of course, that has happened in the third case, C case. So, this is like a simple hydration. So, here no reaction intermediate is produced, therefore, it has strictly followed only Markovnikov's rule. And what it should be? OM/DM, oxymercuration demercuration mechanism. Only basing on that mechanism we will get this as a product. So which implies second one is OM/DM. Therefore by now we have understood already the correct option is C. Anyway we have seen the mechanism for producing C case product also. C case is nothing but simple hydration, because at first it tries to follow Markovnikov's rule, but it forms secondary carbocation, and that undergoes hydride shift and it leads to the formation of a tertiary alcohol. That is, strictly if there is no rearrangement occurring, it should have followed Markovnikov's rule. As there is a rearrangement possibility, it has violated Markovnikov's rule. That's what we have seen in the steps. See, for simple hydration, if strictly there is no rearrangement possibility, it should have followed only Markovnikov's product. Then in that case, sometimes simple hydration product and OMDM product will be same when there is no possibility of rearrangement. If there is a possibility of rearrangement, it would form a different product. So remember that carefully. Sometimes simple hydration and OMDM product would be same, because if there is no rearrangement possibility, secondary carbocation will not be getting converted into another secondary carbocation, right? So which implies in such cases simple hydration product and OMDM product will be same. Such kind of questions also will be asked in the exams. You should not get confused. It doesn't mean always that OMDM and simple hydration product would be different. Only when there is a rearrangement it is different. Otherwise, it needs to be same only for OMDM and simple hydration. But for HBO, in the first step, in the mechanism, you can check that it follows Markovnikov's rule, but finally it produces anti-Markovnikov's product only. By now, you should have clearly understood what is the correct option. C. So, first, A is produced by HBO mechanism. B is produced by, so what kind of mechanism? OMDM mechanism. C is produced by simple hydration. These three are very important to be learned. This is one important model which could be asked in the competitive examinations. Be careful in understanding the mechanisms of this. Even in HBO, if you use higher diborane, you will get almost 99% of primary products. That term is also important. HBO and OMDM and simple hydration for alkynes produces carbonyl groups. That mechanism also you should know. For alkenes we have checked now. For alkynes it produces carbonyl groups, because hydration of any alkynes will generally form carbonyl compounds. Either it may be ketone or aldehydes. You have to check. Hi students, let us see this question. So there was a benzene structure given in the presence of concentrated HNO3 by concentrated H2SO4, which is a nitration mixture. You all know that it leads to the formation of nitro group attached to the benzene ring. Nitro group should be attached to the benzene ring in the sense. Let us see here, basing on mesomeric effect, it forms the product or answer, major product, right? So here what is mesomeric effect? Permanent displacement of pi electron clouds or lone pairs towards more electron deficient region in conjugative system. Conjugative system means which has alternate single and double bonded systems. Of course, benzene is a conjugative system. So here we can say it has alternate single and double bond. When we have some N substituted benzenes, that is some group is substituted in benzene ring, we can observe that here suppose if we have NH2, let us take an example. In NH2, nitrogen has a lone pair of electron. Benzene, due to pi electron cloud system, it is electron deficient in nature. That is the condition here that it will pull this electron cloud towards this. As it pulls this electron clouds towards this, it gets partial double bond character between all the groups present. That is, original hybrid structure of aniline will be like this. This is the correct hybrid structure of aniline, not we as we expect. So here benzene, as it has pulled the electron cloud, it got partial negative charge. This got partial positive charge. This itself is expressed as sharing of double bond character between all the things, with NH2 getting partial positive charge, this getting partial negative charge. We can clearly see that from NH2, benzene ring has pulled the electron cloud. This happens only when the attached group has got a tendency to give pair of electrons towards benzene. When it is giving the electron clouds, benzene generally undergoes what kind of substitution? Electrophilic substitution mechanism. You all know this, that benzene undergoes electrophilic substitution. Whenever electron density of the benzene ring is increased, its electrophilic substitution reactivity is increased. We call such groups which increases electron density in the benzene ring as activators or activating groups. So here NH2 can be considered as activating group, and whichever gives the electron density to the conjugative systems are called as plus-sum groups. So all plus-sum groups, either it should have lone pair of electrons, then or it should have alpha hydrogen, means at least one hydrogen bonded to the carbon bonded to benzene ring. For example, toluene has got 3 hydrogens. All these are alpha hydrogens, means here carbon is alpha carbon. Any carbon bonded to a functional system is alpha carbon, we have seen already. At least if it has one alpha hydrogen, even ethyl benzene is also considered to be plus-sum group. So at least one alpha hydrogen, if it is there also, it is considered to be plus-sum groups. Plus-sum groups should have either lone pairs or alpha hydrogens, which generally increases electron density of benzene ring. It increases electron density of benzene ring. Hence, increases electrophilic substitution reactivity of benzene. So remember, this is very important in mesomeric effect or resonance effect or conjugative effect. Plus-sum groups means which do have lone pairs and tendency to give the electrons to the conjugative system, whatever may be the conjugative system. Here we took benzene as a conjugative system, is it not? So here lone pair of electrons or at least one alpha hydrogen, if it is having also, it acts as plus-sum groups. So it increases electron density of benzene ring, hence increases electrophilic substitution reactivity of benzene. We call such groups as activating groups. All plus-sum groups are activating groups except halogens, because in halogens its minus I effect is slightly greater than plus-sum effect. As minus I is slightly greater, which do imply, that is minus inductive effect. It will pull sigma electron cloud, pulling electron density is called inductive effect. As it can pull the electron cloud slightly more than mesomerically giving, it is considered to be slightly deactivating group. Except halogens, all the remaining plus-sum groups are activating groups. Remember, halogens are slightly deactivating because its minus I effect is slightly greater than plus-sum. In any case, if we get mesomeric and inductive effect in opposite directions, generally we should consider mesomeric effect, but only in halogens as it is inductively stronger minus N group, mesomerically weaker plus N group. It cannot easily donate lone pairs. That is the reason it is slightly deactivating group. So all whichever is having lone pair of electrons or alpha hydrogens, they are considered to be pleasant group. Halogens are also pleasant groups. Halogens are also pleasant groups. Remember that. Now, all the remaining groups whichever cannot give the electron density to the conjugative system, instead it pulls the electron cloud from the conjugative systems are called as minus N groups. Whichever pulls the electron density from conjugative system are considered to be any conjugative system. It need not be only benzene, but now here our point of question is benzene, so we are understanding that completely and to take the answer for that. So minus N groups pulls the electron density from conjugative system. Example, you have many bond NO2, bond COOH, bond CHO, bond SO3H, bond NR3 plus. Here nitrogen does not, in these two cases nitrogen does not have lone pair of electrons because here lone pairs were involved in coordinate covalent bond with oxygen. So there is no lone pairs. So all these are considered to be examples of use minus N groups. Minus N groups generally pulls the electron density from conjugative system. As we have seen already, plus M groups, when we take its resonance canonical structures. Resonance canonical structures. Suppose if it gives the electron density here. So at ortho position, just a position next to the substituent is called ortho position. It gets a negative charge. As NH2 has given the electrons, this attains a positive charge. Here the remaining two bonds are present. Suppose this resonates like this, we get next resonance structure. So here double bond. Actually this negative charge shifts here, this shifts here. So here we will get double bond, here negative charge, here double bonded NH2 with a positive group. Suppose if we take this negative charge shifts here, this shifts here, which implies we get now here double bond, here negative charge, double bonded NH2 with a positive charge. Now listen carefully. These were the structures of resonance canonical structures of aniline. So here you can observe that this is called ortho position. Here at ortho, para, ortho, it is getting more electron density. So plus N groups including halogens or ortho para directors to incoming electrophiles. So whenever it undergoes electrophilic substitution, they are plus N groups or ortho para directors to incoming electrophiles. Why they are ortho para directors? You can observe here clearly that in resonance canonical structures of all plus N substituted benzene at ortho and para positions, we are getting more electron density. Hence incoming electrophile, which is the electron deficient. Electrophile means electron deficient. It would be naturally attracted towards ortho and para positions of the benzene ring because their more electron density is present. I hope so you have very clearly understood why plus N substituted groups or plus N substituted benzene always attracts incoming electrophile at ortho and para positions. So all plus N groups including halogens are ortho para directors to incoming electrophiles. If you take minus M substituted benzene, generally minus M substituted benzene decreases electron density in the benzene ring, decreases electrophilic substitution reactivity of benzene ring, and we call such groups as deactivating groups. because it decreases electrophilic substitution reactivity. But when you check where it much decreases the electron density in the sense, so if you take a benzene ring with NO2, let us take nitrobenzene. Suppose this puts the electron cloud here. So what naturally will get the resonance canonical structure of that? So here there would be double bonded NO2 as it shifts here. This gets a negative charge naturally. Here we get positive charge because NO2 is pulling the electron cloud now. It is a minus M group. So this electron cloud shifts here and this gets a positive charge. So here where we get a positive charge, so here there is a double bond, here positive charge because it lost its electrons towards this, and double bonded NO2 minus. Now this electron density shifts here. What we will get here? Now here in the benzene ring, there is a double bond over here, there is a double bond over here, double bonded NO2 with positive charge here and negative charge here. So what does it imply? Here you can clearly observe that double bond is here, double bond is here, we got a positive charge here. So what does it imply here in the resonance canonical structure? At ortho and para positions, there is much electron density decreased. So which implies, suppose if you take minus M group itself, electron density overall in the benzene ring itself is decreased. But in that case also at ortho and para it is much decreased. So all minus M groups are meta-directors too, because it directs incoming electrophile to meta position. Meta-directors to incoming electrophile. So they are nothing but meta-directors to incoming electrophile. So which do imply that all minus M groups directs incoming electrophile to meta position. Now let us see our given question, because we have understood the logic how to solve the problem. So we can easily solve that problem. If you don't understand that, we cannot solve that problem easily. There is a benzene ring bonded to C double bond O, bond O, bond. Once again we get a benzene ring. This is given. Now here, nitration of that was asked. When you check the nitration of it, what it implies? Here we have to check the nitration of this. So here, in the presence of concentrated HNO3 by H2SO4, we all know it forms nitro group is the incoming electrophile. Now, what is the incoming electrophile in this case? NO2 plus, where it should be bonded. We say question mark to get a major product. Now, look at the board carefully. Here, benzene ring is bonded to carbon, which acts as a minus M group. Here, benzene ring is bonded to a oxygen, which is plus M group. By now, you should have understood that this benzene ring has got lesser electron density than normal benzene. This benzene ring has got more electron density than the benzene ring. So incoming electrophile attracts towards which benzene ring out of these two? Plus M substituted benzene ring would be easily attracted. So which implies NO2 plus would be attracted towards this ring instead of this. So here NO2 plus has to be bonded to this. At which positions? For all plus M substituted groups will attract incoming electrophiles to ortho or para positions. In that also, which is a better one? Para would be a better one because it will have a lesser steric hindrance. So, what should be the product formed here basing on that logic? We should select the para position of oxygen bonded to the benzene ring. What is its para position? Here. So, what is the correct option in all that? You can check directly. C is the correct option. Why A is not correct? Because they have taken incoming electrophile bonded to the benzene ring bonded to C, which is a minus M group. That is impossible. Here also same thing. They have taken a para position of C. That is also not possible. Now here if we check D also, to the oxygen ortho para is possible but not meta. They have taken it to the position of meta. So meta is not at all possible because plus M groups are ortho para directors to incoming electrophile but not as beta directors. So what is the correct option? Observe please. C. I hope so. You all have understood what is mesomeric effect, what is plus M group, what is minus M group, what is meant by activating group, what is meant by deactivating group, which benzene ring will have more electron density, why it will have, how it increases its electrophilic substitution reactivity. If you have understood mesomeric effect or resonance effect or conjugative effect perfectly, you will get this answer very easily.